Hello, my friends. Hey, gotta turn my hat around so y'all can see my face. We will see if we have internet connection. They've been saying we do not have internet all morning, and right now we do. So hopefully there's no lag in this or disruption. But if there is, we'll flow with it. So today I want to talk to you about how to respond to a very unkind person and what I do, what I've done, what I did. You might have heard this story, but it is a powerful story of a very, very grumpy post office worker. That this happened years ago, but it was so powerful what took place in her heart because of how I responded. Um, so, naturally, when someone's unkind to us, what do we want to do? We naturally just want to be offended, be angry, go away from that situation, and then go tell all of our people how awful they were. And yeah, it's just the normal way to respond, right? There's a different way to live. By the way, I'm Coach Abby. I did not introduce myself for all you new people. Yeah, Coach Abby here, wanting to do Heart to Heart Live with you every Wednesday at noon, just wanting to share my heart. Remember, take the nuggets, leave the rest. You don't have to agree with everything I say. I don't expect you to agree with everything I say. I just want to help inspire you, show you a different way to live. And trust me, there is a different way to live. I have been in the wellness field since 2006 and loving on people, inspiring people, encouraging people, helping them move through their breakthrough in their spirit, mind, and body so they're better able to be love and give love to the world around you. It has to start within us first. So these things, these lives, I'm just going to be sharing. I'm going to be sharing a lot about my journey, things I've experienced over the years. So we're going to go all the way back in 2013. This is when this happened, but it's so powerful. So I go to the post office to ship something to my parents. We were living in Hawaii at the time. We were stationed in Hawaii, and I didn't know the post office rules. And so I get up there and I have my package and I don't have any tape. And this lady, she's probably in her 60s. First of all, you could just see it all over her. She just was not a happy person. And, whether we know it or not, people can see that on us too. They can see the joy or they can see the anger, frustration, depression, whatever. So I saw that, and she proceeds to just snap at me, like really go off on me about tape because I didn't have tape and I was ready to ship it. And I don't think they sold tape then. Maybe maybe this situation put out a memo to say we need to sell tape at the post office, because I know they sell tape here at the post office here in North Carolina. So she went off on me, literally. It was completely uncalled for about their policy on tape, like, because she had a packet for me and she was doing it. She was just letting me know every way that she was not happy, and she went ahead and taped it. I don't think she charged for me for it, but she was just, yeah. So I was kind of probably just sitting there like, is this really happening over tape? But I already had my degree in health and wellness, hit rock bottom, and already been in the wellness field for so many years. But natural response is just okay to be taken back. And I bet most people would probably respond immediately to that and maybe respond back in a unkind way. And when you do that, you're right there with them. You become the very thing that they are. And so I choose not to do that. It doesn't mean it doesn't hurt, doesn't mean that I don't feel that intensity of what they said, but I try to see things with spiritual eyes. And you stick around with me long enough, you're gonna hear me talk about two places that you can live: here in the natural or here up here, trying to see things as God sees them. Trying to have spiritual eyes, trying to look past the offense, trying to look past the circumstance, the intensity, the trial, and what are you doing? Or what's going on? Or what's really going on in that person? Or what are you trying to teach me in this situation? I mean, that's how I live, and that's how I train people and coach them to live. And it is powerful, powerful. And that's why I say there's a different way to live. So I left box shipped, box taped, and kind of had my head down, and not out of a, I can't believe she was mean to me like that, but just a pondering, a processing. And I heard that still small voice say, she is hurting. So my natural instinct as a person that loves to help people was, what can I do to help her? What can I do to just blow a little, wind in her sail? And so I had had a little flower garden in our condo that we lived in, and it was on post, the military post. So I just lived right around the corner from the post office. So I immediately got inspired. So I could have sat there and been mad and offended and just let that energy that she had get caught up in it, and then let it affect my day, because that's what most people do, because that's just the normal way. You don't even think about it. You're just here in this whirlwind, and you just like, oh, I should be mad because they're mad, or I should be upset because everything went haywire today, or I should be, depressed because, no one liked my comments, or I don't know, liked my post, whatever it is. I mean, whatever we do to get offended, to take our joy and peace. But you have the power to keep that. You do. And I've learned that ability to be able to keep that, and to be able to be love and give love to the world around me. But I have to do that inner heart work. So I got excited when God told me she was hurting, and then I just have a desire to help people. So that is the, for instance, if you turn the other cheek, that's what Jesus is talking about. Turning the other cheek is not like where you just want to slap back. That you are becoming the very thing that they are. Whatever darkness is in them just literally lashed out at you, and then you just lash back out. That's a fiery darts. That's a scriptural stuff, but I'm not gonna, go down deep into scripture. But that's the fiery darts, that the wicked one is always flowing towards us, trying to take our peace and our joy and our light and our witness and all that stuff. So I go back to my house. I have the flower garden. I have this little red Solo cup, and I clipped some fresh flowers out of my flower garden and put them in some water. I had written my first book by then. I had a meditation CD, when we actually still used CDs back then. Nothing's pretty much on CD players anymore. But I got her that, appreciation card, a book, a CD, and some flowers. And I was on a mission. I went back to that. My husband, he was home, and I come in and I'm focused. I'm getting my stuff, and I'm on a mission from God to go, light someone up, to be love, give love. This is truly be love, give love in action. So I was like, what are you doing? My husband, Tim. I said, I got to go back to the post office. And he's like, okay. He knows how I roll. So I just went with it. And I was a little nervous, because you don't know. I mean, this lady just bit my head off. She's very aware of how she treated me. And yet here I am in the line, hoping that I will get in her line again. And I'm sitting there with my book and this little Solo cup of all these beautiful flowers. And sure enough, the window opened, and it was her. It was my time to go. I didn't have to have anyone go before me or anything. And I just go up to her window and I say very kindly, no ick on me, no offense on me, no, I'm gonna get you back, just peace. Just looking past what I saw in the natural and looking at her with spiritual eyes, as God would look at her, as God looks at you, as God looks at me. And I just said to her, put it all down on the counter, and I said, I was just here. And I just felt like you needed a little ray of sunshine. And I just pushed it towards her. I didn't make a big deal. I didn't say anything about what she did or how she treated me. It was obvious. And I just said, it looks like you need a little sunshine. And she sees it, and she just pauses, and she looks down, and tears start rolling. And she said, you have no idea how much I needed this. When we choose not to be offended, when we choose to turn the other cheek and not lash out and not get defensive and not be like, yeah, I'm ready to fight you. I'm ready to tell you all the ways you're wrong and I'm right and how dare you and all this stuff, doesn't mean that what she did is right, guys. I'm not telling you that you should just, it's just a different way to live. The be love, give love ways, being so filled up with God's love, you can't help but give it away. You're so filled up with God's love that you just have this power that he gives you to be able to push the darkness back, to be able to push the hatred, the bitterness, the anger, the offense from people and push it back and respond differently. And I proceeded to just share a little bit with her and not much, just didn't want to make a big deal out of it. But I left that window with her smiling. And she's going to remember that for the rest of her life. That was a seed planted in her heart. Like, I was really unkind to that person. And yet she came back with love. She treated me the way that she would want to be treated, despite how awful she was. I still chose to turn the other cheek, to rise above the offense, and to do good. You have that choice too. Now, I didn't always live this way. This becomes a way of life. People ask me all the time, "What is be love, give love? What is that?" And I own the phrase. I own the phrase "be love, give love," just like Nike owns "just do it." I own the phrase "be love, give love," and it's trademarked and protected. But because God asked me to do that, people say, "Well, what is it? What is be love, give love?" And I said, "Well, it's really a way of life where you're all about spreading love and lighting up the world." And people always say, "Man, we need more of that." We do. We sure do. We need people that are willing to take a blow, but they have their shield of faith up and just like, yeah, you can feel the impact, but no, that's not going to penetrate my heart. I'm not going to respond back in light, because then I become the very thing the enemy wants me to become. No, I'm going to bring light to the darkness. Because when you do, it overtakes the darkness. Do you know you have the ability to shift the atmosphere every time you walk into a room or a home or a business or someplace in the park or whatever? You have the ability. You and I both have the ability to shift the atmosphere for the good or for the not so good. Do you bring light when you come into the room? Do people feel and sense something beautiful in you? Or do you bring this just this darkness and this just stagnant energy of just blah? Hey, and that's not to bring condemnation on you at all. It's awareness. To begin healing, and I had to go through this too. Remember, I hit rock bottom in 2002. I went through all of it. I'm not telling you anything I have not went through myself. And this is what I do as a coach. I love, love, love coming beside people and helping them experience life a different way and to go through this stuff. But you have to begin to become aware of what is flowing out of you. What do you bring to the room when you come in? I mean, come on, you felt it. You felt it. You've been somewhere and someone comes in and they just got this negative energy and the body language. They don't even have to say anything, but yet you can sense and feel something coming from them. And you're just like, oh, maybe you're talking like, what's wrong with them? Like you can feel it. But then someone comes in with all this joy and light and bubbly and just, or maybe they just walk with just this ease and peace, and just the very presence around them makes you feel peaceful. What do you bring? That's the greatest compliment that people give me. It's like, Abby, you just have this presence of peace. When I'm around you, I just feel so much more peaceful. Well, awesome, because that's what it's about. And that's all glory to God. Of course, I had to be co-partners with God and do the work. So do you. You have to actually step up to the plate and actually say, okay, God, yeah, what I bring to the room is not pretty. It's all about me. I'm a poor me. I have nothing good to say. I'm always talking bad about people. I'm complaining about the world and the climate of the world and the politics. I don't bring anything but negativity. Okay. We can work on that. We can work on that, but you have to be willing. You have to be teachable. You have to be coachable. You have to be willing to just say, yeah, what is flowing out of me is not pretty. And man, I want to do life differently. I want to be that light and love. Come on. I got lots of tools that you can partake of. the books, the podcasts, coaching sessions, these lives, the free podcasts. I have a membership podcast that's like 76 episodes where just we go after it. If you're ready, but you know what? Most people aren't ready. Most people don't want to heal. Well, okay, let me say, most people in my history of working with people since 2006, they don't want to do the work. We're in a fast, easy, quick society. People want peace. People want a good relationship. People want to be healthy. People want to, just have favor in life and blessings and all of that. And this, have a strong marriage and have, their kids connected to them and have financial security. But nobody wants to do the work. Rarely do I have people that are consistent and want to do the work, that they just keep at it. And those people experience massive breakthrough, experience just amazing breakthrough. But the reason we don't is because we have a grip on our life. And that's, a big part of healing too, is surrendering. Like, God, whatever is in me that's not of you, have your way in me. Let the meditations of the work, or the meditations of my words and the meditation of my mind and the words of my mouth be pleasing to you. How are we doing? Do people see love and joy and peace and patience and kindness and goodness and faithfulness and gentleness flowing out of you? Or do they see bitterness and gossip and anger and frustration and poor me and depression and fear and worry? Again, no condemnation, just an awareness that there is a different way to live. That stuff that's in your heart needs to be dealt with. And you can surrender that. Say, God, just have your way in me. I want to be love and light. I want to be able to be love and give love to the world around me. I want to be a reflection of your love and truth. Come on. There's a different way to live. Okay, so I'm going to show you these. And you probably heard me talk about these. Okay, so this is our appreciation card. It's a Be Love, Give Love. It's our logo, our trademark logo. And on the back, it says, you are appreciated. Thank you for lighting up the world around you. Even if you don't have all that joy and love and light flowing out of you, and you're like, yeah, I'm not doing so good with that. Okay. Here's a place to start. I encourage you to get these. It's going to bless your heart, and it's going to bless the people that you give them to. So we sell these as a bundle of 10. These are a matted, really good quality, not something that people are going to throw away. It's better than a business card. And it's really thick. And because when these things have superpower, I'm not kidding. The superpower of love. God says love conquers all, that love is the greatest commandment. And we're supposed to love one another. I mean, come on, how are we doing with that? So God had me create these, and honestly would never had intentions of selling them. I just wanted to give them out, and people were like, hey, I need you to ship some to Missouri and Washington, wherever, because they wanted to be a part of it. Because when you give these away, I mean, I have made people cry. I have made people give me a hug, not made them, but from this, they just feel like connected to something. And I do it from a genuine place. I remember going to Walmart one time. I felt God leading me to go to Walmart. And I'm like, all right. I mean, it's kind of awkward, going up to a total stranger. And but I was available. Okay, God, what do you want me to do? I just want to be light and love. And so I went up to the Walmart employees and I said, hey, can I ask you a question? Because of course they're working. Of course I can ask them a question. I'm a customer. And I went up to them and I said, can I ask you a question? They're like, sure. And I said, when was the last time you were told you were appreciated? And it stops them. Most people were like, never. And most people were like, never. Because that's not something you tell people. Like, I appreciate you. I tell everyone, I appreciate you for coming in, to be love, give love, or whatever. Just those very words. And there's a powerful story as to why this even came up on my heart. But I don't know if I have time to get into that today. But anyway, you give this to them and you say, well, I appreciate you. And I just wanted to say thank you for lighting up the world around you. It throws people off. Just this little appreciation card. We made, I had a person that works with me, and she gave it to a cop that pulled her over. And she was speeding a little bit, or I changed lanes inappropriately. I can't remember, but he let her off. She had a good record and all that. So she had some of these in her purse. She's like, here, I appreciate you. Thank you. And she gave extra for him to give to the crew. We've given them to retail clerks. We've given them to gas station attendants. I've left them in, different places. Just to brighten up someone's day. And so these are powerful ways. So you get that grumpy person that comes across their path, your path. Maybe you want to do something a little bit more than an appreciation card. Well, we have something for you too. These are our Love Your Neighbor bundles. So they come in this little box. They come in 5 or 10, and they come with a card that says, how Be Love, Give Love began, and then the thing about the Love Your Neighbor kits. And it comes with postcards. It comes with 10 postcards where you can write your little message on the back. It comes with 10 appreciation cards. That's what's in this. And then it comes with your own little Be Love, Give Love bag. It's a little cinch bag. You can just pull it and cinch it. And you can put whatever you want in this as a blessing to whomever. I mean, you can give it to the grumpy people. You can give it to people at church, your neighbor. We did it for the homeless people in this area. And people wanted us to ship them to them. So we made our little Love Your Neighbor kits. So we got all kinds of stuff because the idea is to get you to, one, do your own heart work, but then to get out there and start loving other people, to be love and give love to the world around you. There's so many ways that you can go out and be of light and love and to change the atmosphere. It just is intentional. So when you do when you do an act of kindness, now some of you might know this, but there is something that happens in your brain. So serotonin is the chemical in your brain that makes you feel good. So when you're depressed or fearful, they're going to give you an antidepressant or anti-anxiety medication that's going to help with your serotonin and dopamine and all of that stuff. But it's false. It's a false serotonin in that pill. I'm just fine. I'm not knocking medication. If you need it, then fine. But there's other ways too. We got to dig deep into what is causing you to be fearful or worried or depressed and maybe get you off medication. But another way is to just go out and do acts of kindness, because it has been proven that when you go out and do an act of kindness, so appreciation card, Love Your Neighbor kit, some flowers, whatever you want to do. You don't have to do our stuff, but just doing something. When you go out and do that, it releases that serotonin in your brain. Makes you feel good, and it lights you up. Then the person receiving the act of kindness actually has that same effect. Lights them up, makes them feel good. Then if someone sees it, some stranger sees you, go like, what's going on over here? Lights you up, makes you feel good. Even if you watch it online and you're like, oh my gosh, it's cheering you up because it just made you feel good. What is that? That's that serotonin release. So it seems to me that the antidote for depression is kindness, is acts of kindness, is going out of your way to be love and give love to the world around you. Makes you feel good. So these things have superpower, not just for you, but for the people you give them to. Get involved. They're here. They're available. If you want to, just be light and love. And if you need help dealing with that stuff, you come into a room and you don't bring anything good, I love you and I'm here for you. And I'm telling you, there's a different way to live. You don't have to live like that. It doesn't have to be that way. And, you've heard me say in the one of the past lives, if you've been following, there's 2 paths. I'm sure you're not happy with the way you're living. That's hard. It's hard. Being anxious and overwhelmed and depressed and miserable and tired and broken and your body falling apart and overweight. That's hard. I know it is. I've been there. And then there's another path. This path's hard too. It really is, because it requires effort, requires doing things differently. But that path leads to freedom. This path that you're on, keep going down that path. You're just going to continue to spiral downward. More darkness is going to become part of you. For me, it was anxiety, and I never dealt with it. I didn't know to deal with it till I hit rock bottom. But before God, really woke me up, everything And my life was contaminated by that, infected by it. It was a poison in me that just spewed out into my relationships, to my business, to, well, the business I was managing, to just everything, to my health, to my finances. There's a different way to live. So let's pull back, think about it. If you're connected to me at all and you just feel like there's some sense of connection there, then reach out, reach out. I've got tons of stuff for you to go ahead and partake in and start doing that work. And it will happen little by little, and you'll just get so jolted and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know, you didn't know. And then you experience freedom, and then you get some more freedom, and you get some more freedom. And it's just a totally different way of life. And you're free, and you become more and more free. Healing takes time. It's a process. But I want that for you. I want that for everyone. And once you do that heart work, then more light and love flow out of you. Okay, so there's a lot going on. That's enough of heart to heart with Coach Abby, but I want to give you a little bit of insight of what's going on. So we got in our new place back, I don't know, 3 months ago or so. We got in our new place, got my traction. Got in our Be Love, Give Love Wellness Oasis, and we have our merchandise. I'm doing events in here. You're going to hear about a September event that I'm pretty excited about, the Love Yourself Well gathering. And if you don't know, I have a Love Yourself Well group on Facebook. You can go in there and it's interactive. We've got the moving challenge we're doing to get your body moving in there. We've got a new product that I brought into the wellness part of it, and it's phototherapy. It's phenomenal, amazing results. Of course, we have the whole food products that I still use, and our Shred 10 that I use with people that are ready to lose weight and love on themselves and all that stuff. So much to offer. I'm not just someone that sells t-shirts. A lot of people thought that. They thought, oh, she's just a t-shirt shop with Be Love, Give Love. No, I do have that too, and that brings in some income and stuff like that. But that gives you, I mean, come on. Who wouldn't want this? And our cool little hats, and we've got beanies that are coming out soon for the winter. We have sweatshirts, all that kind of stuff. So you can get some Be Love, Give Love swag and start spreading the love to the world around you. But lots to offer. Go to belovegivelove.com. You can click on the service tab. See, this is why I do my hat backwards so y'all can see my eyes. So you can click on the service tab. You can read about me. You can have me come speak at your event or your church or your organization, whatever. There's lots to do. I just want to spread love to whoever wants it, needs it. Maybe if you even don't want it, I might push a little bit and give you a little bit of jolt from God. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for showing up. If you've been blessed by this, share it with someone, get people involved, tell them to go to belovegivelove.com if you think they'll just be, touched by this in some way. But I love you. And I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.